Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we have a big old mission ahead of us, and this is the new Jericho mission where we gotta kinda, I think, secure the area is what we gotta do. And we see nothing right off the bat, so we have no clue as to what we need to secure. We got our vehicle way out in the lead. Patchwork is way off by his lonesome, which is fine because I'm sure he can move forward and find something for us, perhaps quicker than the rest of us will. Now this is that map. It took me half a moment to recognize it, but this is a map where we've had some interest. A lot of enemies come over here. A lot of enemies can come from back here. They can come in through this building, and there can be battles in here. They can stay primarily outside, come up over here, and sometimes you get a fair good amount that can come up this way. So I guess Patchwork is going to give us a sense of what we have ahead of us. We're going to start with that plan, and we're going to bring them just this far initially with the hopes that maybe we see something and then maybe we can launch a rocket at whatever that something might be. So let's give it a go. Oh, well, we still have the potential that Patchwork can move here and still be able to shoot at something. And if it just ends up being just too ridiculous, we can always remaneuver. And just for reference sake for myself, there's an evacuation zone there. Although I don't know if I've ever ended up evacuating on this mission before, so that would be something new. Let's go see what we can see around the corner, Patchwork. Oh, and you sure didn't have to move very far. Unfortunately, by seeing that, we have the option, depending on what it is. And it is a maniac. It is one of the more newly upgraded enemies. He's also touched by the void. Now, so far, we don't have to worry about rocketing this guy and just damaging him, because so far, the upgraded touched by the void has not taken place yet. And since he has a hurtful enough weapon, I think we're just gonna open up with a rocket. And then I think I'll probably, well, since a lot of us are back this way, what I'll probably do is set my heavies more going forward for the indoors potential battle, and then I will send my sniper back here in case we get the back door attack coming up that way, and then we'll move our assaults last based on what we see and what happens. So before we do any shooting, let's see about potentially positioning. And I'm going to put my... Yeah, there's going to be no actual shot this turn. We're going to bring a Shane Marine Grunt Vanson right here, though, to have a fairly good position to overwatch down the way.
Moving in quick.
And we don't see anything. Not yet. And I do have, actually, this is the T. This is why we're a little unbalanced. I wasn't paying attention. I have two jet jumpers here. And maybe what I do is just jet jump them over to get into position as quickly as possible for potential indoor battles. So I think I'm going to bring you over here, Sectoid.
It's all about the skills.
And we're not seeing anything more, so it makes it seem more and more likely that we may be battling indoors. Now, Sectoid, I'm going to keep you here with Patchwork to potentially battle in here, but I also like the idea of bringing Tristan maybe over here so we have this courtyard covered in case they push through this doorway and come at us in this direction. And guess what? We have no clear indication of which way they shall come. So what we'll do is, Floki, I'm going to pop you right here for support of Shane Marine Grunt Vanson. And we're going to move our new dude, this dude over here. I think I'll move you to this corner, and we'll start it that way.
I'm going in.
And then anybody who can overwatch will, and everybody else will stay put. Floki, you will have the opportunity to overwatch down here.
Taking point.
And we will take Patchwork and do a nice little old Vishnu gun. All right. Oh, we found someone new out there who decided to say, hey, I'm over here. I'm going to return fire against you. Fortunately, he was, as we said, way over there. So maybe what I can do, since he's still at such distance, is I'm going to move you a pop over sectoid. So if we're lucky, well, you know what? Let's hunker you. And that way I might be able to move over, depending on how he moves. I might be able to move this far and then still be able to shoot our heavy weapon. And we'll do the same. Oh yeah, we moved you too far. So all we got left is our sniper. And at least in the training room, you picked up that one perk that allows you to do this. Let's see what happens. So there's the potential indoor battle. He's bringing it indoors a little bit. Oh, we got quite a bit coming on this side, along with worms. And Patchwork goes, okay, worms, who cares about worms? Oh, wow. We got some rocket targets. Have we got some rocket targets or what? Alright, so it does not look like anybody's playing the backdoor game. It does not look like anybody's really coming indoors except from the side where they're all rushing us. So it's a time to do a little reshifting, I would say, for the team, for the most part. And the first thing I'm going to look at is right here. I like this idea. Yeah, a threefer is always a good thing. And it looks like we got ourselves a threefer with some decent bleeding. Now, some of these individuals will get to regenerate. The sniper is one. And the footpad is another. The footpad is the least scary of all of them. And then this guy, I don't know if we really added much more to his damage, so it doesn't look like it. So he might have been protected by this structure right here instead. So we got our work cut out for us. And we also have our work cut out over here. We got a big guy with a spitterhead and a claw, and we don't really technically have enough in the way of shots over on this side. So we're going to have to do what's called the big reshuffle over here. Now, what we could do, who's kind of farthest back? Floki?
Still alive.
You have a grenade, and I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll start shifting you over, but we'll see if we can throw a grenade here and take out 2 worms for the price of 1. And it looks like we can. And the Chaos Buggy is not in the... What? Are you telling me it landed on that curb? Oh. Things are not going as we have planned so far. Things are not going as planned. Now, I could also come this far, but that's a long ways for a pistol shot. So what I'm going to do instead is... Baby, that kind of stinks for us. That really kind of stinks for us. So I think what we're going to try instead is a properly placed grenade. Now, I actually was hoping to do you with the grenade launcher. We might be able to get, depending on the... Because I think if we brought you here, you'd just to be able to have an angle to maybe get a grenade over there. That's kind of what I was hoping. So that means Floki's grenade was a dud. What we're probably going to have to do... What do we got here? Anything we can do with Patchwork? Kind of feel like Patchwork may come over here to block the way of this worm so he explodes on Patchwork. And that's the plan there. Then we're going to have to do a bit of overwatching against the rest of them moving forward towards us is the way I think. I think we got to hold back a little bit instead of rushing as much as possible. First thing we're going to do is properly throw the grenade this time so it lands on the sidewalk and kills these 2 suckers. There we go. Gotta remember now, New Jericho builds high curbs enough to block the blast of a grenade. Who knew? You learn something new every day in this game. You learn something new. And I think what we're going to do is set Overwatch here. In fact, why don't we, just in case... No, we're just gonna do our Overwatch here.
On the lookout.
We're gonna do a nice Overwatch with you, Sectoid, I think. Now, we have a shot. I wonder if I throw a grenade, will that ruin my shot so I can't overwatch? Something I got to learn about this hunker down perk. What does it say? My next attack costs -1 AP. Does throwing a grenade, since it doesn't get the reduction, count against that attack? I think this is something we need to find out. Because there will be more important times to learn this information. And I would like to see if we can throw a grenade and then overwatch with 2 actions with our weapon. Let's find out. And it is still 2 actions, so we can still overwatch. So that's good news. You know, some of these new mechanics and whatnot in this game, it's good to learn them.
I got this covered.
So we're going to overwatch against this guy just being direct and charging right on in. Now, the rest of these individuals are bleeding. None of them will bleed out in 1 turn, but at least they're bleeding. And boy, oh boy, we can probably expect more worms. I'm going to also check over here for your grenade launcher. And let's find out if we do indeed, as I hoped. It's just not reliable, especially with the wanderlust that we will get. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to bring us over here just so we can hunker, Tristan. You're standing in the open, but anyone with weapons is going to have a hard time getting a shot on you this turn. So I think we're safe just standing you right here. Well, we could go a little further to hunker. And maybe it's better to come out this way. There's still, like we said, things in the way that should block lines of sight for shots. And then this way, at least next time, no matter what, no, we're going to be able to launch a grenade with their attack. So let's bring you here. Patchwork's done, and now all I got left to do is relocate our sniper. And the best way to do that, potentially, I think I'm just going to bring you a wide back so we can maybe get the best angles sliding over as they rush us. And I don't, like I said, I don't think we have to worry about really being shot at. Okay, the worm did its job that we were hoping. And we got more Overwatch. Oh, we got a claw on Patchwork. Ouch! There's a... Oh, so that guy with the claw dude that we threw the grenade on didn't go through the building as we thought he might. And Patchwork's going to take all the hurt on this one. And it's all pretty much coming against his front panel. And I only noticed 2 worms go down, so we'll find out. Someone's spewing mist, and that was the sniper. Now the good news is the sniper, oh, not quite gonna die. So I think we can change that. And this guy is still bleeding, and he can stay back there bleeding for all I care. If I come over here, so Tristan, you now have a 2-action shot. This guy is, as we understood, is a brute. So I have 2 options. We have grenades that can go out, but to be quite honest, I think we need your heavy gun for some closer enemies. And I was thinking of going here. We'd get a really great shot there. Patchwork, I think you can hold up a little bit longer. I hope you can hold up a little bit longer, or maybe I can come up with an alternative, but this worm's kind of trapped in there. I like that idea. There's only 2 worms total out there. So I shouldn't have to move Patchwork. And this is an independent weapon, which isn't going to be the most dangerous. And then I'm also thinking here, I may have you throw yet another grenade in that building to try and make the hitman bleed out. That's all we need to do. Then this guy's really weak, and we can do a heck of a lot of damage on him. So guess what? I'm going to do another grenade. And there we go. Now we've taken off a claw, or the gunner's shield. I think he might have been carrying a shield. This guy's going to bleed out. And we're going to have to worry about his gun unless I can get another potential grenade in there. So therefore, yeah, that is pretty much determined for me that I'm going to come over here like this. Oh, except Patchwork. Our gun is not quite accurate enough. Yeah, and I can't take one more step, so I could end up hurting Patchwork just a teensy bit. How about Patchwork? Maybe you'll rotate when you have to shoot your weapon. Because we're going to drop it right over here. And guess what? I think you did rotate. We now have 90 bleeding, and he's going to bleed out. So we have a potential Umbra next. Well, we have an Umbra that will appear soon, and then this guy's going to bleed us. So those two are taken care of. Now we have this guy in front of us as a problem, and we have this guy, and then we should, now that he's turned, Tristan, let's take a look at your shot. I think it's a little less likely to hit our guy, and hopefully we can get enough on that pincer. And guess what? You got enough on the pincer. I don't see anything that got taken off of Patchwork. You did your job. That guy's going to bleed out. So now we're down to, right now, 2 enemies to hurt us upcoming this turn. And a worm. And I'm assuming this worm will go for the vehicle. But you know, assuming isn't always the best thing to do in the world. So this dude, what we can maybe do is we can take this guy out, or, well, we got grenade choices. Good thing we're loaded up with grenades, because that's our gameplay right now. It's called grenades. Now, let's see. I'm gonna come here for the worm. And then we're gonna back out, and unfortunately I can't get another worm shot. What I can do, I have to worry about that. I don't have an exact plan on him, but I have 2 guys with grenades. Loki, do you still have a grenade? No, but I have 2 guys that can move up and do things. Sectoid. Okay, so we can't come through here, so I'm assuming. So I'm assuming the worm can't fit through there if we can't. That's my hope. So I think what I'm gonna do is that I can't move you and shoot you, and the only thing we can see is there is dying, so we're gonna hunker down for a cheaper shot. Then this dude has a grenade, and I'm gonna see if we can. I'm trying to think which one. This is a hurt. This gun actually can hurt more. So I'm gonna try another grenade over there. Let's see if you can make it from where you are.
Let's do this.
Now we're gonna step forward just a little bit.
Here's a little trick I know.
Yeah. Now we got 2 less. Unfortunately, this guy's a Triton, so he's not going to panic, but all the Arthrons apparently are in panic stage, panic mode, or close to it. Now we got to come up with a plan for that footpad over there. That's the one part of the plan that's lacking, because we cannot switch out to another potential grenade. You don't even have one. So I got to come up with a plan for this guy. Patchwork doesn't have any more shots he can take.
Channel open.
You both only have 1 action, so if I take a step to have one of you trade a grenade for the other person, and neither of you could then throw it, so that's not the answer. What we have is 1 action there. Yeah, so I'm running out of opportunities to take that 1 shooter out right now. So I guess just in, well, the thing is, I'm not going to be able to get a line on that guy, so I'm just coming forward. I was thinking if the worm decided to come around and hit us individuals here, I could overwatch against it, but that's not the case. So we hunkered, I think. You only have 1 more turn, so we'll back off. And then Floki is out there with something he could do. And the problem is, I could definitely do something to probably maybe get enough hits on that guy if I do a quick aim. And the hope is that we can hit him enough to make him bleed out. Oh, that wasn't quite what I was hoping. So, Floki, you're gonna have to pull back also.
Moving.
And Patchwork, there's nothing much else you can do. I'm gonna keep you there to hopefully block the poison worm. And the only one that can shoot at you is this Mr. Independent right now. Everybody else is dropping. Okay, we do have an Umbra to deal with. We did get an explosion there, and who's he gonna shoot at? Patchwork. And that cost him. So now we have an Umbra and a Chiron. All 3 worms this time dropped. And this time, well, what we could do, because you know Patchwork is safe. We could bring Patchwork up here, kind of block this guy in, make him have to come around. Except I don't like the idea of Patchwork being in the line of fire against the Umbra. So we're going to be setting up Overwatch with everybody else. We're going to bring, since we don't have to worry about any strong legs, we're going to bring in Patchwork over here to finish and work on finishing that guy. While the rest of us kill worms and set up. Now I see, there's all 3. I see all 3 now. So you will not be on Overwatch, Shane Marine Grunt Vanson. You will be on worm duty.
Finger on the trigger.
Oh, I was hoping we could get that shot. There we go. And now we're going to have somebody else do that one. So that means that'll be one less shot on Umbra Overwatch. So let's step over and make room for everybody else. And we will set up our Umbra Overwatch. How far can you move over? That should be sufficient. And either who has the most dangerous weapon? Actually, to be quite honest, Floki, I want you on Overwatch.
I'm going.
We're going to use the Deceptor. Which means I'm bringing you over here, this dude. Oh, man. I was hoping by standing right here, we could see the worm. Let's find out. Because if I can see the worm and get lucky with a quick aim, then I could still have you potentially on Overwatch. Yeah, that's gonna be a toughie, but guess what? I'm trying it just to get an extra shot on Overwatch. It's gonna be a sucky chance to hit, but we're going for it. Well, like I said, a sucky chance to hit, so we're gonna come over here and finish the job we started. The only bad thing is, could he try sneaking through? So we're gonna have to make sure our Overwatch hopefully cuts off this short path and shortcut to come and hit us. Now fortunately the Umbra has a bit of a run, so even if he reaches us, we might get lucky that he cannot claw us with his gloopy paw. I couldn't spit that one out, could I?
Identifying target.
Okay, the wall of Overwatch. There's something fun about setting up a wall of Overwatch against an Umbra, if you want my opinion.
Holding position.
And like I said, there's a chance he could avoid at least one of the Overwatches, potentially 2 on his path, and come through here. We will find out if that's what he tries to do. Okay, 3 worms dropped, He's coming straight at us. First hit. And we took him out. And guess what? I never switched to the Redemptor. I looked at it. Trust me, I looked at it. But typical zigzag form, I didn't choose it. So let's see what your other weapon can do over here. And how badly we can injure this thing. So what we're going to do first is take all the armor off the abdomen. Or at least most of the armor off the abdomen. And then we're going to follow it up. And if we're lucky, take out the abdomen. And we did. So the worm part of the game is done. And this guy should run away. So that would lead one to believe that worms remain. And fortunately we have a pistol.
Finger on the trigger.
We also have plenty of bashers. Oh, you need practice with your pistol, so we're going to have you shoot again, Shane Marine Grunt Vanson. Too much time on the range with your sniper rifle. So let's bring you over here, Kristen. Ah, a single hit bash. How about that? I didn't know we were up to that point. We're going to go pick up this weapon. I don't know that it's one that we're going to want because I think it's the independent weapon that got dropped. But it has value and we might be able to sell it. And I didn't notice any other dropped weapons on the map, unfortunately. So let's go watch this guy run away. That's all that should be left. All right, so Patchwork standing up to all the attacks pretty much to protect everybody else on this team. And we picked up some as far as I know, some of these missions don't provide as much SP as other missions do. So the skill points are a little lacking on some of these missions, but I'm still happy that we all got in the field experience and we're working towards our next promotions. And this dude, you're really not that far away. Shane Marine Grunt Vanson. Wow. Really, really, really close. One more worm. If I had you do one more worm, we might have got you there. What do you know? All right, the good news is we have gained a support from the big guy. New Jericho is now supportive of the Phoenix Project. Locations of New Jericho havens have been added to the GeoScape. So there you go.
I just wanted to pass on my personal thanks and congratulations to your operatives for their work at the base. Fortuna eruditis favit, as they say. Fortune favors the prepared mind. The intelligence we've retrieved is going to prove extremely helpful with all the projects we're working on. And the satellite control tech may one day help turn the tide of this war. This operation may have seemed like a small thing, but the devil's in the details. And so is God. Speaking of details, we'll now have to actually make all of this work with our hardware and software. We have limited resources, so we need our brightest and best focused on the job. It'll take time, but it'll be worth it in the end. You'll see.
All right, so really nice payoff. We're up to 27%, and so you know what that means. We should have open arms, open hands for having Helena come to our side without a fight. So that's the good news, although I'm not complaining about the payoff here at all. In the details. You know, that Vanadium neural link West has, it doesn't really make him any smarter. It gives him some limited augmented reality functionality and easy access to external data. But that's about it. Interesting. If anything, at New Jericho they have the tech for much deeper neurological enhancement. I wouldn't be surprised if they could merge West's brain with a slaved AI. Alright, not an expensive mission in addition to that. What I'm going to do in the very quick short term, I have one ship right here with Patchwork And since we can do this mission now for free, and I might very well need Patchwork in 100% for this mission, we're going to get him, quote unquote, patched up right now and send the Manticore 2 back here. I appreciate the names I'm getting for some of the airships already. I'll keep that suggestion and those ideas open for a little bit longer before we do one of my favorite things, and that's have a vote. And then we will now take the other ship, the Manticore 3, over to saving Helena and see if we can do what I hope, and that's get her without a battle. That is what we're going to check out. Now, just to refresh myself, I do not even remember where we're sending other ship. Oh, we're coming over here. Oh, guess what? We now know where we're going, but it has a question mark, so there could either be a story there, or maybe it'll reveal something else, and then we can continue exploring off in that direction with that team. So there we go. Let's get everybody on the move. And the one other thing I should look at is I could probably now, and there is no infestation. So while I can't remember, I might need, did we build a satellite uplink? Yes, we did. So I'm thinking I may, just so we have access to all the mist zones, I may activate, this would be our 4th base, correct? I don't think 4 bases at this point in the game is excessive. And this allows me to have pretty much all the mist, or at least parts of all the mist, covered with satellites. So I think, let's go just check the cost, at least. Check that first. See, the other thing I'm close to being able to build is a FAR M, but let's see what the cost is. It's $420. And this base, I can't remember what it, got to check what it comes with. There is more manufacturing here, and we only have to repair this satellite uplink. Energy is good. So yeah, let's get in here on this base. It makes sense, even if for the manufacturing alone, it should be worth it. All right, let's just at least see the cost of repair over here. We can't afford the fabrication plant, the satellite cost. We can actually afford. And so once again, we are broke. How quickly that can happen to somebody. We're almost here. We might be able to trade some. No, we don't even have much. We only have food, so we got to find an area that has materials, and we can maybe trade down some of our food to at least get our materials up a little higher. And let's hope we can explore some more to get our supplies in a good position. All right, saving Helena. Our latest intelligence suggests that New Jericho is keeping Dr. LWOTC in a high-security lab. Secure the compound so that we can get the doctor and her invaluable work out of the hands of Tobias West. Well, I'm hoping now that we are over 27 or 25%. I think maybe in the comments or in conversation in the Discord, I think the level you have to be at is maybe 24. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I understood. So we should be there. We're going to ask West if he'll just release Dr. Helena to us. And this is a message from Tobias West himself. We are passing on the custody of Dr. Helena to the Phoenix Project. I trust your judgment on the matter, but I advise you against diverting too many resources on digging into the past. The war of extermination against our species is in the present.
Decades were needed to get to this point. The old Phoenix Project didn't want to see. New Jericho didn't want to accept. I really hope the third time's a charm. We have always been so busy focusing on recent phenomena. We ran in circles, researching the mists, the Pandora virus, the thousands of mutations that appeared, but never searched for its true origins. We weren't the first to deal with this. Randolph's grandfather found evidence of sites and artifacts predating known history. With the ice caps melted, we stand a better chance of finding them than he ever did.
Helena saved. This can't be. Helena? You are alive. Your parents, we used to work together. We were friends. You probably don't remember me. You were so little. All right. So we got some new research unlocked. Let's go just keep an eye on that and see what it might be. Antediluvian archaeology. And I do like the idea of getting that into the queue. It's only a 7-hour research. So that sounds good. Now I'm going to keep basic bionic technology there. And then I'm going to move up the Antediluvian. And after that, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time on things that give us resources. Potentially even Pandoran evolution right here. Unless we get lucky in some of our explorations out there. We need an income so we can keep moving forward. And I need to be able to build a FAR M. That's got to be one of my next priorities. I just can't afford to build anything else right now. Technically, I could do those couple hires we talked about in personnel. The 2 are still there with decent perks, and we have the funds for it. But once again, let me know. This is probably the last episode. If I don't pull the trigger in this episode, you guys will have a little time to respond if you're interested. I named out the next 2 in the last episode that are going to be picking up these individuals. Let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, we're going to wait for faction personnel and get the funds to recruit them that way. At least that's where we're sitting right now. Okay, are we here? So we are here. So there's no stories here. We got to keep this ship flying, and let's just get some exploration going, hoping beyond hope that we can find something useful. And then we got to get this other airship up here flying, and I am going to do just exactly the same thing. And unfortunately, it means, that just doesn't sound safe. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this other ship over here and hit some of the havens up like this to hopefully unlock other points of exploration. And then by the time Patchwork gets healed up a little bit, maybe we'll be able to team up and explore. I would just hate getting ambushed with just 2 individuals. And let's get over here. Oh, we are back here, so we just got to keep our eyes on Patchwork getting, patched back up. And we got some more evolution again. So this is fast evolution, even though we've been pretty much keeping up with nests, although I think there's a lair with lair evolution out there. I think there is a lair out there. We just haven't had an attack from one of these lairs to have a chance to even find it yet. So here we go. Tyrant Alpha. So he's got a gun, and yeah, he's gaining armor. They're picking up more and more armor as we go. The gun is the only thing that really is not armored up. All right, what's the weapon we're looking at now? Is that, oof. Yeah, they got the harder hitting, the less accurate yet harder hitting New Jericho Gauss sniper rifle, and they've got Pain Chameleon now. The good thing about this particular build is although those little arms that hold the sniper rifle are hard to hit, you can potentially take them out, especially with a grenade. They're vulnerable to grenades, disabling their shooting limbs and therefore forcing them to run off the map. So that in my experience is the best way to deal with these Pain Chameleon kind. And a Siren. We got an upgraded Siren, 510 hit points. What can this one do? This is our first mind controller out there, the Hellion. It used to be the Hellion did other things, so I definitely am not going to be able to identify them just by their base vanilla names, because they've got all new perks and quirks in Terror from the Void. So I'm just going to have to get in the habit of checking anytime I see a Siren, not relying on just the name. All right, so Infection. Our team has landed at a place called Fort Kaula. The people here are sick. Our operatives believe that the locals have contracted a new strain of influenza, but panic is brewing as rumors about Pandora virus infections are spreading. We've made contact with Commander Abdul, who runs this haven on behalf of New Jericho. She is asking for our assistance in the form of medical supplies and expertise, and is not a grand time to be giving up tech, but, you know, that ain't gonna go over very well if we refuse to aid their sick people. So 15 tech, there you go. And we continue to pick up reputation with New Jericho, and this haven in particular. Gabrielle Abdul is extremely grateful, see, we're on a first name basis now, for the medical assistance that our operatives have provided. Our team believes that in a week or two, the population will recover from the outbreak and everything will be back to normal. And we get some new research. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. A neural implant is going right in there. Combat armor, I don't need as much. We at least have our own armor. Oh, baby, baby. This gives access to the good old rocket tech tree, I do believe, the neural implants. So that is a nice priority for us, I do believe. In fact, so much so that I'm keeping it ahead of the bionics right now, because I don't have money to afford bionics anyway. Not that I do rockets, but a rocket's cheaper in general. In general, it's cheaper than a whole bionic augmentation, so we'll do that. In fact, because I can't afford bionics, we're going to move this up. We're going to put it in this order. Alright, this ship is going to keep moving. We want to make sure what patchwork is looking like. We still need to spend a little more time there, and we're exploring here. And looks like we found some more exploration sites over here. In fact, they're reaching way over here. In fact, why don't I fly over while I'm here now in case we get some links over here? Now, right at the moment, there is no mist over here on this side of the map, but, you know, can't hurt to have a few connections over here should we need to get over there, and now seems like a good time to do it. Welcome to hell. Our operatives have set down outside an old prison facility. The whole place is still locked up tight, but using some heavy cutting equipment, our people have been able to get inside. There's hundreds of corpses in here, all in various states of decomposition. The smell, as you can imagine, is terrible. But what's truly horrifying is to think that all these people were just left to die, not even given a chance to fight for their lives. And we are going to search. I have a feeling, given the horrific details of this site, that searching will drain our stamina a bit, but we're searching just the same, because I need it so bad. Alright, 92, 92, and we did lose 10 stamina. So the operatives braved the awful conditions and managed to gather up all the resources they can find. The worst find of all is that there was food in the storage rooms while people starved in their cells. Alright, we're going to continue searching. Is there any others? No indications of anything in or near the mist over here, so we'll just keep searching. And elite training has been completed in several places. What do we got back here as far as patchwork? Getting close. Getting close. We aren't there. But... oh, and we aren't here either. Oh yeah, we are. That's why it stopped. From my angle, it looked like we still had a little distance to cover, but that's probably because I was zoomed out. Yeah, and we're starting to find more exploration, so we do have the ability to hop over here. And actually, what would be nice is to get patchwork, because we can now make it to this scavenge site. So patchwork, I think what'll happen is by the time I get patchwork, yeah, by the time I fly back down there, patchwork will probably be ready. So I'm not going to go there and then fly back. We're just going to fly back and meet up. Well, no, I'll keep exploring off in this direction in safe locations with this team. Patchwork doesn't need us to come down here and fly with them. That airship can fly on its own. No hand holding required. So let's take the Manticore 3 and fly it right there. And where were we here? Okay.
This is a transmission to the world. The rising tide of salvation has begun. While you all cower in your own filth and deviancy, the pure have started the cleansing wave to rid the world of all impurities. No haven is safe, whatever treacherous leader or hopeless beliefs they follow. You have two choices. Cast off your flesh or have it stripped for you.
Well, we already know that no haven is safe because over in the middle of North America, a haven has already been attacked by the pure. But I guess they're trying to strengthen their resolve and scare everybody else as much as they can that the pure, don't stand in their way. And I think we got to this other haven. That's what it looks like. So I can't quite reach from our exposed and locations. So let's take a look at Patchwork real quick. We got 6 days there, so we're not going to run out of time there. Patchwork's almost ready. So do I have time to fly back to another safe location? That's the question. I think we're going to answer now, and I'm going to answer it with yes. We're going to come right over here. The beacon. The Manticore 1 has flown over a flashing beacon. After landing, our operatives have approached the source of the signal. It's an old emergency searchlight. All that's left of some kind of camp out here in the middle of nowhere. There's blackened bones and bodies everywhere. This happened years ago, but it looks like it was one hell of a fight. Yeah, we searched and found a few little things. We're going to explore here. All right, the mines. Our operatives have set down near an abandoned mining complex. The machinery has been left to rust and no sign of anybody, alive or dead. The place has been picked clean. Searching the mine itself might yield better results, but after years of abandonment, it may no longer be stable. And I'm gonna probably be a little greedy, as I sometimes can. I see those shiny things and I'm gonna search it all. Just because we're so low on resources, I feel like I need to take the risk of potentially some of us getting hurt a little bit. So we've all suffered 30 damage and 10 more stamina. So it's not the best situation, but 96 tech is well worth it in my book, and we needed tech a lot. The search was exhausting, and there was a small accident in the mine shaft. But we have recovered several caches of useful resources. Now with that in mind, 30 damage is not much, and the stamina loss is not extreme. So I think it's in our best interest to continue searching out here. I'm going to do a haven nearby to hopefully illuminate some new exploration sites nearby. And so much for hope. So much for hope. And let's go to this exploration site. And I want to check real quick. Oh, we are almost ready to go a-flying. And we did find another exploration point here, but guess what? Now I think Patchwork is Patchwork is ready. Everybody is gonna fly to our scavenge because we need the supplies, and we are going to go have this other Manticore, number 3, meet up over there so we can have a regular team to get out there on this scavenge with a vehicle. I like that idea. It's a good time for it. We need it. And then the 1 will continue over here with its exploration. Most of the stamina should be back to 100% with only very, very minor injuries. And we have an enemy invasion. We don't know where it is. Oh, it's very nearby. And guess what? We have some teams that are going to be flying very nearby with very slight alterations. So guess what? This will be a nice excuse, to be quite honest, for us to gain a little funds that we desperately need. And at the same time, well, pick up delirium. But at the same time, I guess now's the time to pile on the delirium while we have a limit to how much we can pick up. I guess you could argue that also. And then get resources and diplomacy with Anu. So not quite the mission I was thinking would end up being our next mission, but that's not a bad thing. So the Haven is under attack. We're going to wait for our other ship to get there. And I can't remember where the Manticore 1 is at. Oh, it's almost on its target.
Research complete.
And there she blows! Guess what? Well, first of all, it says we had some new research. I didn't check, though. So not really. We really didn't have. If anything, whatever new research it unlocked, we already got from some other source. So we're going to go into manufacturing and just see how much it costs. And I'm going to start, and we're going to build one. I can't go crazy because we aren't exactly what you would call wealthy right now. Alright, so we're not quite done with that exploration, and that means this will be our next mission. Let's get in here. It is a nighttime mission, however. It is where we gotta rescue civilians, and let's go check the time on this mission, to be quite honest. Local time is 5:27, and to be quite honest, I do believe daytime arrives, if what I recall reading is correct. Daytime arrives at 6 a.m. And since the Haven personnel will be hostile towards us, I do believe I would like to face them in the daytime and not risk them having better night vision than us. So we got to remember that if we rescue citizens, we got to be very careful about rescuing them near Disciples of Anu. So let's take a look at the squads we have. Let's see what we have for equipment, and we need to bolster anything else. And at the moment, Tristan, you're ready to go. Patchwork, you're looking good. Now we also have a combat shield which we could distribute. So we got to keep that in mind. I almost feel like initially it's probably, and what's the weight on these things? The weight is 4. So these are heavy suckers. I have no other way to put it. These are heavy suckers, so we may or may not be able to equip a shield. And putting a shield over your back there is not the kind of thing that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you can't put it over a jetpack anyway, so the heavies are out. Now we do have other folks, like this dude and or Floki. I think Floki has an inability to carry a lot of weight. So maybe... Oh wait, I have to put it here. I don't know why I was trying to put it, because, you know, you sling it over your back when it's not being used. So I think we're going to try this and take our first shield out for a test drive. And, you know, just to make sure I wasn't being stupid because I was trying to equip it in the wrong spot. Yeah, we can carry them on a heavy, but I'm going to give it to a non-heavy for starters and just see what we think initially. Doesn't mean we won't move it around. Doesn't mean we won't build more. But we have one out there for those shield enthusiasts in the audience. And if you don't see me, in your mind, using it properly, let me know how you think I should be using it. And Shane Marine Grunt Vanson, the other option you could argue is give it to a sniper to shoot and hide from out in the open. But my sniper, unfortunately, doesn't have the carrying power at 14 strength. We need some more upgrades and be able to provide a sniper with some strength before they can get a good use out of it. So other than that, I don't see a lot more that we need to change on the team at the moment. There's not a lot of SP to go and spread around, and Stasia, you're on the other team. So we are ready for next time. And what we'll probably do is take a look. Oh yeah, guess what? We're gonna wait for the daytime to go by. In fact, no, we'll do it next time in case that's an ambush over on that other over on that other side of the map, and proceed that way. Hope you enjoyed today's mission. Once again, we're making progress here and there. We got more things that we're unlocking, and let's see if we can't keep it going in a positive direction. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time.